Okay, let's go through the 2004 World Series champion Boston Red Sox. Let's get right into the offense here. We'll get started at the top of the order. 1-2 every day in your lineup was Damon and Bellhorn. You see their on base chance numbers right there. Those numbers are looking really nice. I just wish Damon had a little higher number against left handed pitching, but um, I could definitely go for that number against righties, and Bellhorn gives you consistent numbers across the board. So that's looking really good. Next, I'm going to show you the 3-4 hitters in the lineup, David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez. First, I'm going to show you their on base numbers. So those numbers are looking really nice. And now I'm going to show you their hits with multiple base advancement. Now, keep in mind, Manny Ramirez is um, hits with multiple base advancement can go up pretty significantly because as you can see on his card, he has a number of flyouts where when you play with the advanced version, some of those flyouts can turn into ballpark effect home runs. So you're looking really good 3-4 every day in your lineup with Ortiz and Manny Ramirez. Next, I'm going to show you Kevin Millar and Jason Varitek. Now, there was a slight variation in the Red Sox lineup according to the Strat-O-Matic book. According to the Strat book versus lefties, Varitek would hit fifth and Millar would hit sixth. Not too sure about that though, if memory serves me right. And against righties, it was Millar Varitek, 5-6 in that order. So basically, I'm just going to show you the two of them together. I'm going to show you their hits with multiple base advancement. And this is a really big number out of these two guys because obviously, with these two hitting 5-6 in your order, they are definitely going to get a lot of opportunities to drive runners in, especially when you got guys like Ortiz and Manny Ramirez hitting in front of you. So you could see the lineup is extending pretty nicely. It's looking pretty good. Next, I'm going to show you the numbers for everyday third baseman Bill Miller. Now, according to the Strap book, Miller hit, let's see, seventh against lefties and eighth against righties. And you see his on base chance numbers. Those numbers are looking really nice out of Miller. He does a really nice job of getting on base. Now the Strat book has Pokey Reese as the everyday shortstop, but I am going to go with Orlando Cabrera here because basically down the stretch that year he was the everyday shortstop. Um, I'm going to show you his on base chance numbers and his hits with multiple base advancement versus left handed pitching. You can see he just really eats up left handed pitching. And those are really nice numbers to have. As you get down to the bottom of the order. So, like I just said, this lineup is extending pretty nicely. Doug Mankiewicz was the first baseman against right-handed pitching, according to the Strat book, but I'm not even going to bother showing you his numbers. Um, uh, besides, I kind of remember Kevin Millar getting most of the at bats. Or most of the playing time at first base, but my memory may be a little foggy on that. Uh, Last, I'm going to show you the numbers for Gabe Kapler, right fielder. He played against left-handed pitching, so you see his on-base chance numbers as well as his hits with multiple base advancement. So again, you have a nice role player here who really gives you very nice numbers when he faces left-handed pitching. I'm also going to show you the numbers for Trot Nixon. Let me put those up right now because I'm going to talk a little bit about Trot Nixon later on in the video. Um, so as I said before, I think this lineup extends very nicely, even if you go by the Strat book and you play Doug Mankiewicz at first base. I landed on an overall offensive score for the 2004 Red Sox as a 4.3. As you could see, they got excellent numbers when it comes to on base percentage and righty lefty mix and depth in the order. Middle of the order is looking very good as well, and it could even play even better if you're playing in a hitter-friendly ballpark, as I spoke on before with Manny Ramirez. So the 2004 Red Sox offense is looking really, really good. Now let's take a look at the defense. There are some issues here. If you go by the Strat book and you go with the lineup and position lineup that they have, you can see there are some issues in the outfield. You got Kevin Millar, um, according to the Strat book, as the right fielder against right-handed pitching. And look, I know Kevin Millar wasn't exactly Dwight Evans out there, but a 5 in right field, that's a little rough. And you got Manny Ramirez in left, who's a 4. So the outfield defense is struggling a little bit. Kapler's not a bad outfielder. Um, and I will speak on the outfield defense later on in the video. The middle infield defense, a little bit of an issue there at second base with Bellhorn. Now, he does have a really nice E rating, but the 4 at second base worries me. The middle infield defense score got saved a little bit because of Orlando Cabrera. And you look at the overall E ratings on the team, the overall E ratings are just a little bit above average because even though Manny is a 4 and left, at least his E rating is in line. Um, Again, these scores can vary greatly depending on the lineup you play with. So I'm going to save those comments for later on in the video. But again, my overall defensive score is the way I have it. I have the Red Sox, the 2004 Red Sox defense, as just being average. They grade out at a 2.5 out of 5. Now let's move on to the starting rotation. Let's start with Ace Pedro Martinez. You see all of his numbers right there. Um, the power that he has on his card against both lefties and righties is a little bit concerning. So, if you're playing in the wrong ballpark, that could be an issue. Let's move on. Let me go. Let me show you Kurt Schilling by himself. Uh, you see all of his numbers right there, so he's looking really, really good. This is probably the best overall card in the Red Sox rotation. He's followed up by Derek Lowe, who also has a very solid card. I really like what I see out of Derek Lowe. Last, I'm going to show you the numbers for Bronson Arroyo and Tim Wakefield. Arroyo has great numbers when it comes to allowing base runners, and his ballpark effect home runs are that's basically average for a starting pitcher. So overall, I have the Red Sox starting rotation coming out at a very nice score of a 3.8 out of 5. I do like the depth in this rotation with Schilling, Lowe, and Arroyo. And Pedro Martinez can be a little bit of an issue if you're playing in the wrong ballpark. So I'm not crazy about the power that he has on this card, but still overall the Red Sox starting rotation grades out very nicely. Let's take a look at the Red Sox bullpen. Let's get started with closer Keith Falk. Um, this is a no doubt about it. Ace card out of the bullpen. Great numbers when it comes to getting on base, and he's pretty good at keeping the ball in the ballpark. Just a lockdown ninth inning guy, so he's looking really good. I'm going to show you the numbers, and again, I'm going to go 1 for 1 here. Let me show you lefty Alan Embry. You can see he has really nice numbers when it comes to allowing base runners. When he faces actually both lefties and righties, his numbers are looking pretty good, especially against lefties. Again, the power on the card can be an issue if you're playing in the wrong park. Now let's take a look at Ramiro Mendoza. This is an interesting option out of the bullpen. Here you have a right-handed pitcher who is very adept at getting both lefty and righty hitters out. But again, ballpark effect home runs can be an issue. And then we take a look at Mike Timlin, and it's basically rinse and repeat. The on base numbers, the on base chance number is looking pretty good. But again, the ballpark effect home runs is a little bit worrisome. Overall, I gave the Red Sox bullpen a very good score of a 4.1 out of 5. I think this is a bullpen that, just like most bullpens, it needs to be managed properly. The one thing that's a little bit concerning is that I don't really see the obvious setup guy in this bullpen. You're going to have to do a little bit of mixing and matching between Embry, Mendoza, and Timlin. But rest assured, you have a great closer on the 2004 Red Sox. with Keith Falk. So overall, I have the 2004 Boston Red Sox grading out with a good score of a 3.7 out of 5. Really, what brought down this score was the two things basically. Number one, obviously, it's some of the holes that this team has defensively, which I'm going to speak on in a minute. And when you're playing in the wrong ballpark, some of these pitchers, both in the rotation and the bullpen, some of the ballpark effect home runs can be issues on some of these pitchers' cards. So that's something to just keep an eye on. Now, when it comes to the defense, you can do a couple of things that you could do to fix the defense. The one thing that I would do with the 2004 Red Sox is, even though his defense at first base is not good at all, I would just play Kevin Millar every day at first base, and I would go with Kapler and Trot Nixon in right field because you could see both of them have really nice cards. Kapler would obviously play against left-handed pitching, and obviously Trot Nixon would play against right-handed pitching, and the two of them were help shore up your outfield defense. If you wanted to also, although I in particular would not do this because I do really like Orlando Cabrera's card. Um, I like I really like his on base chances and his hits with multiple base advancement. But according to the strat book, like I said, Pokey Reese got the majority of the starts at shortstop. So if you want a little bit of an upgrade at shortstop, I guess you could play him. But I, in particular, would not do that. I would basically focus on the outfield defense. You can fix the outfield defense by going with Kapler and Trot Nixon in right. So that helps fix the outfield. And then what you could do at first base late in the game is you could just use Mankiewicz as a late inning replacement for Kevin Millar. So there are some things that you could do to fix the defense. So again, like I always say, you don't have to pay close attention to the final score that I come up with because depending on the way you manage the team and you manage the roster, sometimes teams can play a little to a lot better. Um, than compared to the score that I actually give them. But you can see overall, I got the 2004 Boston Red Sox coming out with a well above average score of a 3.7 out of 5. But again, there are just some defensive issues that you need to address when you sit down and play with them. So that's what I have for you for the 2004 World Series champion Boston Red Sox. My next review is going to be on the 2000 New York Mets. I started going through them last night, and that team has some really nice pieces on it. It was really a great team that lost to the Yankees in the World Series that year. Also, another video which I just started, well, not working on the video, but just started working on. I started going through the 1984 cards, and I have a kind of like a rough draft of my Sweet 16 from my 1984 set. I had a good time doing that. With the 1980 cards. Just posted that video recently, so definitely check that out. So, working on some videos here, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. So, once again, that's what I have for the 2004 Boston Red Sox. They grade out at a 3.7 out of 5. Once again, I thank you all for watching. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll talk to you all down the road.